She says he forced himself in her mouth.
She said that Diddy put her up against a wall, kissed her against her will, and then also put his hand up her dress.
Week 3 is a wrap with harrowing testimony from a former assistant and the second star witness in the federal trial against Sean Combs, a case rooted in sex trafficking, now spiraling into a dark picture of power, abuse, fear, and a plot to kill Kid Cudi.
Multiple instances by multiple witnesses.
All right, roommates, we have Brianne Deville and Saràn Tarawaley here to break down the end of week 3. Ladies, what was the big takeaway this week?
I think the biggest takeaway so far definitely has to be the fact that the jury has had a lot of the evidence and a lot of the witness testimony corroborated. Of course, you are hearing these people say their perspective of a story, but when you hear it multiple times, it makes it a bit more factual to a human being. Because if three people are saying the same thing, how untrue can it be? So Deontay Nash, for example, spoke about the incident in Cassie's apartment where she got the gash above her head after a physical altercation with Diddy, and spoke about another assistant of Diddy's named Mia, who was also present there. And then when Mia got on the stand, she spoke about the exact same incident, how Cassie and Diddy got into an altercation and she got a gash above her head.
Everybody is talking about this Mia person. We're not naming her name, obviously, because it has to be withheld from the public. But Mia is the former assistant to Diddy, and she had some bombshell testimony this week. Talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. I think Mia is definitely a big, big character witness in this trial this week. And honestly, thus far, one of the biggest intrigues about her is that no one knows who she is. Her identity is being shielded. She says due to the extreme PTSD that she has been experiencing since her time working with Diddy. During her direct testimony yesterday, she spoke about alleged sexual assault and alleged abuse that she endured while she worked with Diddy. And today on the stand, we got to her cross-examination and things went a little bit differently.
Sobbing. She has her head down. You can't see her face. I've been seeing reports that you can really only see her bang. She is just emotional. She testified that she was raped by Diddy. She testified that she went through psychological and physical torture. So can you talk to me about that and what those allegations were and why that's important to this case?
At the birthday celebration, she said that Diddy put her up against a wall, kissed her against her will, and then also put his hand up her dress. And then she spoke about an incident where she was sleeping in Diddy's home and he never allowed them to actually lock doors. He said, "This is my house and there should be no locked doors in his home." So she was laying in the bed and she said that she felt the weight of a human being on her and it just happened to be Diddy. And that's when he, put his private part inside of her, sexually assaulting her. And she said it happened again. She spoke to a specific incident on a private jet where she was telling Diddy, there's other people around. Like, you don't want anyone to see, a sexual encounter between us. And she said that that didn't even stop him. So she spoke a lot to like the coercion and the force, like him saying, she also spoke about like him not being able to he wasn't okay with her leaving without his permission. So she could only leave his home when she was permitted to. She spoke about different instances where he would become irate with her and throw things with her.
She also testified too that at one point, they were in Turks and Caicos. It was Mia, Cassie, and Diddy, and they were in Turks and Caicos, and they were actually running from Diddy, right?
She definitely spoke to a lot of the instances. She did specifically say that Cassie never witnessed her get sexually assaulted, but she did say that she saw violence at the hands of Diddy towards Cassie as well.
What can we expect moving forward, moving ahead for week 4?
So it's looking like the defense is coming hard. Even so far today, Brian Steele was up and started the cross-examination of Mia, and he was really, really working hard to discredit the claims that she made against Diddy. There was at one point where she stated that she and Diddy were actually best friends. And at the end of her cross-examination before lunch break, he actually asked her, "How could you be best friends with a man who raped you?" He presented lots of evidence, photos, videos, things that she had posted to her social media accounts, prior to the alleged sexual assault, in which she shared these happy and celebratory moments and messages of thanks and gratitude, and referred to Diddy as her mentor and as her brother, and you know, showed him love essentially. And he just really doubled down on the fact that she was making these allegations about this man who traumatized her and ruined her life, and yet she was still in so much support of him. So I think moving forward into the next week, you can definitely expect a lot more of that. It seems like the defense is really, really gearing up to put on a show and to really poke holes in some of the stories that we're hearing from the prosecution's witnesses. I think last week, while the defense was doing their job, I think this week they're really, really, really honing in on specific instances and trying to kind of turn the tables on the witnesses.
And from what I've been reading too, Deontay Nash was a character in court. You know, I heard that he was sassy, that he was
He
making
definitely
the
was.
laugh. What was that like?
He definitely was a very sassy character. He brought a lot of personality. Of course, he revealed that he put Cassie and Michael B. Jordan together, saying that these are two fine individuals. So, like, you know, of course they have to be together.
Earlier this week, Kid Cudi's name came back up again after Capricorn Clark, Diddy's former assistant, corroborated what Cassie said, and she even took it a step further, saying that she was held at gunpoint and forced to go with Diddy to Kid Cudi's home to burglarize it. We sat down with attorney Justin Miller again to get his take on this and why this is so significant.
Can you talk to me about kidnapping and RICO and how that all gels together? Obviously, you have to prove, the prosecution has to prove that this is a repeated thing. This is an enterprise that involved a number of people.
Yeah, the RICO statutes were set up to get gangs, to get organized crime, mafia, that kind of thing. And so with these statutes, you have to show that there's a continuing criminal enterprise, which in the federal statute is at least 2 instances of a crime, and they list out the crimes within a 10-year period, right? So in this case, we've heard many, many instances of these crimes, and some of them include kidnapping, bribery, arson, extortion, all of the things, sex trafficking, all of the things that Diddy has been accused of. So if they show multiple instances of Diddy doing these things, that he kidnapped Capricorn Clark and she had to stay somewhere for 5 days and take a lie detector test every day and was threatened because of it, and then that's 1. Or it could be 5 if you count each count as a different time. That he kidnapped Cassie, that he extorted any person. Let's just say Cassie's mom. Cassie's mom said that Diddy made her pay $20,000, right? So that the sex tape would not come out. And Capricorn Clark testified also that Diddy was holding the sex tape over Cassie's head directly as well. So if you are telling somebody, hey, listen, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to do this to you. Well, this is getting into extortion. And extortion is one of the crimes listed along with the others. So they are clearly trying to paint the racketeering picture with multiple instances by multiple witnesses showing Diddy's proclivity to do these crimes, and that they've all been done within, the same 10-year period.
All right, so we expect the defense to ramp it up as they prepare to challenge the testimony specifically from Mia as week 4, it continues into next week. For now, I'm Justin Carter. This is a TSR Investigates special report, Trial Watch.
Hello, roommates, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Do you want more TSR Investigates? Be sure to subscribe and check us out at theshaderoom.com.